All right, so I'm Giles from YoChicago, and I'm down here with Jerry Karlik on the left and Keith Giles, the developers of new XO Condominiums. Let's talk nuts and bolts a little bit. Groundbreaking is scheduled for when, approximately?
About this time next year, we believe that we're going to break ground.
Okay. And that would bring completion sometime in?
About the first buildings will be delivered about 22 to 24 months, about 22 months after groundbreaking. And that'll be the south building.
And let's talk a little bit more to those buyers. It's a tough market out there from the standpoint of all of the competition. What is there about XO that puts it on my must-see list?
Keith, tell them why.
Well, you know, as we said, we have.
Let's go back to that spa again. That sounds interesting.
Well, the spa, we hired a gentleman from New York. His name is Steve Cass, and his company's name is
American Leisure.
American Leisure. They do a number of Trump Tower buildings in New York and other places in the country. We found them and have found their approach to managing the amenity building, which we're calling Spa XO, far and away the best type of management for a spa of this type that we've ever seen. And nobody's doing it in Chicago. And we're actually building a separate building here. As you can see here, it's at the north end of the development. It'll be 3 stories. There'll be a pool on the first floor, exercise and room and exercise equipment on the second floor. On the top floor, there'll be a misting park, as well as a sun deck. There's
for those of us who are uneducated, what is a misting park?
It's a misting park. There's water mist for during the hot days. There's also what's called an aqua grotto, which is a water feature that they feature at most of their projects, which is again, it's a spa like lots of water and very relaxing.
One of the unique things about the lifestyle building or Spa XO is that it's really a community, it's more like a community center. But the community is these 2 buildings, the residents of XO. And not only does it have all of
the spa will not be open outside?
No, it's a totally private facility. But not only does it have all of the features that a normal health club and spa has, but it also has a lot of organized events, which is going to be professionally managed by by American Leisure. So there will be book clubs, there'll be pottery classes. There'll be a way for the people in this community, in the XO community, to socialize. Not just go down and do some exercise and go back to your apartment, but a way to meet your neighbors and a real lifestyle building. It really would change your lifestyle, almost like a resort type of experience.
But that's just, that's one of the things that we're doing that's different. The other thing is that we have a level of finishes that's superior to our competition, superior to everyone in the South Loop, even higher priced product.
But Keith, everybody tells me that.
Well, everyone might tell you that, but it's true here, and we can show you empirical evidence of that. I mean, we're doing Snadero cabinets as a standard on the upper floors here. Which nobody I don't think the entire city is doing. We're also doing a higher, that's not true, there are probably some higher end projects in Streeterville and Michigan Avenue, North Michigan Avenue that are including Snadero at $650 a square foot. But our prices are closer to $500 a square foot. And why does somebody come down here is because the quality of the product that we're providing versus on the north side is significantly less. Down here, the prices are higher, but the quality is higher. And we have found that people will pay for quality. It's just you get what you pay for in this world. And we have guessed right, have estimated right, projected correctly that people will pay a little extra if they feel like they're getting a quality product. And a lot of the projects down here have not lived up to the expectations of the buying public. That's what we found, and we found there's a lot of move-up buyers in the South Loop. There's a lot of people that are looking at the South Loop now that they didn't look a few years ago because of all the surrounding build-up, the retail, the restaurants. There's about a dozen restaurants down here that have opened in the last several years. So there is some semblance of you don't have to go that far to eat dinner around here. There's not a huge nightlife. As Jerry said, it's not really a suburban feel, but it's not a really overactive urban feel in the evenings. But there are plenty of restaurants down here. So there's all those items have added to the saleability of the project. The other thing I want to mention is that this is the only LEED certified building in the South Loop. I think there's one or two others in the city. That's the environmental, the United States environmental guidelines to how to build these days. We're actually going through the process of spending 7 figures to get there to make these buildings environmentally friendly. One of the things that we're doing, one of the several things we're doing is, you can see there's a green roof there. We've got green roofs there. We also have a park at the south end of the project. We've hired Site Design Group. Ernie Wong is the owner of Site Design Group. He's an award-winning landscape architect who's done a couple of other parks in the South Loop. It's really going to be.
The park looks like it's open to the public, part of the streetscape.
Correct. It's actually a private park in the sense that it's on private property. It'll be maintained by the condo association, but open for everyone to use. It's across the street from the historic Prairie block, the block of historic homes, and the Glessner House in particular. So it gives some breathing room to the Glessner House before you see this new modern feeling building. One of the other thing, if you wanted to just maybe take a look with the camera, it's a pretty dramatic lobby at the south end. You can't see there's a loft building here, but it's really going to be, I think, a very interesting treatment of this kind of important corner on the corner of 18th and Prairie. You've got a really nice, environmentally friendly, green, open park. You've got the Glessner House, which is right literally across the street, which is a historic building. You have this really dramatic feeling building with lots of glass at the entryway, and then you have a loft building to the west here, which is across the street from the Vietnam Museum.
Which you're also converting.
Well, we're converting the loft building from rental to condominiums, Prairie District Lofts, it's called PDL, and that's right next door. But it's an interesting contrast, and it shows several different types of architecture, and I think it's really just going to be a very important, great corner when it's completed.
Well, the other thing we did, we could have taken this building and put it up all the way to the corner, or built some townhouses over here and taken some more advantage of saleable revenues over here. But what we decided to do is to actually leave this open and make it a gateway into the historic Prairie District, and make it a very attractive. Continue on with that urban, suburban look or feel. So when you drive down 18th Street, all of a sudden you're hit with this magnificent park across from one of the most historic buildings in the United States, and then you're going into this area called the Historic Prairie District. So, I think we've sacrificed quite a bit to do this, but it's all in the scheme and all in our plan of how to market and how to bring a better lifestyle situation for this community.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Joe.